Hey guys, welcome to Trek and Arrow. Today we're going to be talking about cook systems. When you think of cook systems, there's several different options that are out there. There's different types of stoves, there's different types of pots, different types of material and fuel that you can use. You can go with a traditional butane stove, or you can go with an alcohol stove. Today we're going to look at two stoves in particular, ones that I've used and that I like, one that I'm looking forward to using here in the near future, and the type of pot that I like. We'll start with the pot. I like the Toke's 550 milliliter pot. It's just big enough to boil water to rehydrate meals, or if I need a cup of coffee, it does great. It's very lightweight. I think my whole cook system comes in about maybe 4.5 ounces, depending on which stove I use. But this pot does a really great job of heating up water. And a lot of times when we're in the backcountry, that's all that we need it for, is to heat up water, to boil the water, to put into our rehydrated meals, to heat them up, and that's all. So this stove does a really good job. They do make another version of this stove that is the Toke's 750, a little bit taller pot, holds a little bit more water. It's a great tool. With this one, everything that I take backpacking fits inside of it with the lid on, except for one of the stoves that I use. It has to sit outside, but it's a great piece of lightweight equipment. If you're looking to get into backpacking, I would definitely check this out for one. Along with that, you have to have something to cook with, and so there's two different types of stoves that I use. The first one, this is one that I found, and there's tons of reviews out on it, and it's a great stove for the price. It is the BRS 3000. It is a very small stove, and you'll see that compared to the one that we're going to show here in just a moment. But for the price, about $20 is what this one's going for. It is a great stove for the price. It does a wonderful job, and if you're getting into backpacking and looking for a stove to start with, this is a great starter option for that stove. It does a very wonderful job. This one has never failed me. It continues to work. One thing that I will say is a downside to this stove is the size makes it a little bit harder to control in the wind, and also the throttle to adjust the temperature is very small, so it can get hot when trying to adjust this temperature when you're cooking on it, or when your pot is on top of it, you could knock it off. That's the only two downsides that I really have to this stove, but for the price, it is a very good stove to begin with. When you look at stoves, this is the one that I have currently and have used several times, but there is a stove that I've been wanting to try out, and that is the MSR Pocket Rocket 2. So it is a bigger stove. If we hold these up in comparison next to each other, you can see that they do have a lot bigger placing. One thing that this one does really well is it stands up in the wind a lot better than the BRS. It does have a bigger handle on the back, so that way when it is cooking, it's lower. It doesn't get as hot, so you can adjust that temperature a lot easier on this one. This one has a little bit bigger foot pegs on it, which make it really good when you have your pot on top. It just keeps it a little bit more stable. With the BRS, how small it is, one thing that I've noticed with this one is when this pot is on there, you have to be very careful that you set it just right. And when it starts to move in the wind, this pot could fall off. But with the MSR, with the bigger foot pegs, this pot fits perfectly on it and works really good with it. It's stable. They do sell other pieces that you can buy with these to maybe have a stand for your fuel canister for these, but they work really good. If I am really worried about the wind, especially with the BRS, another piece of equipment I carry is just a piece of aluminum foil. What I'll do with this is I can unfold it, I can wrap it around the bottom of my stove just to keep the wind off of it. And it works great. It's a very lightweight option for a windscreen. With that also, Early in the mornings when I get up in the morning, I do like to have coffee. So I'll boil some water, put some instant coffee in there. And another piece of equipment that I like to have on this is the hot lips. So what this is just a little piece of silicone, as my assistant here hands me. What I do with this is if I'm going to have a hot drink, I heat up my water, I put it in there. This is still hot. And so to prevent from getting burned, I just simply put that on there, and that protects my lips from the hot steel or the titanium. This works really great. One other piece of equipment that when it comes to a cook set is your spoon. So I've kind of gone back and forth on spoons. I do like the traditional spoon, but I have found that recently I've been using the spork. This is the Sea to Summit long-handled spork. They do make a spoon version as well, but this spoon does really well, especially if you're eating like mountain houses or those type of dehydrated meals. You want something that's longer enough to get down to the bottom to stir it or to eat it. This spoon is a great option to add to your cook kit. It is a great one to have with it, and it does a very good job. So when you think of cook kits, there's so many different options, like I said, out there to choose from. And it's really what you prefer. You might prefer the bigger stove like the MSR Pocket Rocket, or the smaller version like the BRS 3000. It really depends on your preference on what you want to do when you're camping. So if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment about what you think your stove or your cook set would look like. I'd like to see what options you guys have out there that you like to use. Again, thank you for watching.